Welcome back, everybody. I'm Kendall, and this is Mr. O'Brien. He likes the Patriots just like me.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Kendall, 7:20 a.m., and we're in the studio. This is probably the earliest we've been in here for the breaking news. We would have been in here yesterday afternoon if we could get in here to break the news, right?
Yeah, but Mr. Rosenberg had stuff to do.
Okay, well, Coach Belichick, what happened?
Well, he didn't get the Atlanta job. We can say that.
He did not.
The Rams defensive coordinator did.
Well, you know, Kendall, I'm just starting to wonder, and I'm hearing all these reports this morning on the way in, that is he asking for too much money, too much power, wants to bring his own staff? Is that what the deal is
I don't
here?
know what's going on. You know, the Patriots had this problem in the past before. You know, they've always had these problems in the past. You know, they got to find a new GM too. You know, they got to find all this stuff.
Well, I was leaning Atlanta. Actually, I was full in on Atlanta, right? Yeah, and so I'm a little surprised. But now that I'm hearing all this, he really doesn't need to work. He wants to coach. I'm sure he has plenty of money, and now they're saying he might sit out this whole season. But there are a few openings left.
Yeah, there are.
Maybe he sits back, sees how this year unfolds, and picks the place that he really wants to be.
Yeah.
Do you think? So what I had also heard was that the owner of the Falcons definitely wanted Bill Belichick, but a lot of the front office staff did not because they were worried about their own jobs. Because when Coach Bill Belichick comes in, what happens?
What happens is he's gonna take control of the full coaching
He's going to
staff.
take full control over everything. He wants to bring in all his own. Maybe they wanted him, but they didn't want all the coaches coming with him that he wanted. Maybe they didn't want to meet his salary demands.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll figure this stuff out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens this week. All right, divisional round highlights from last week. Kendall, how do we do on our picks?
You did good, and I did pretty good. I went 4-2, and for the first time ever, you went 4-0.
All right, it was the first time ever. So anyway, we'll get to Ravens beat Houston. All right, I did have the Ravens. They've been looking great, so I was with the Ravens on that one. We both had the Niners. They beat Green Bay.
We did.
Kansas City over the Bills. Kendall, what happened?
Well, what happened is it was that missed field goal that could potentially send the game in overtime. That was a good game.
They shouldn't have let themselves get to that point, but, wide right, that famous saying, wide right. Back in the 90s, they had a chance to win the Super Bowl, and their kicker went wide right with the field goal. It was almost like a replay of what happened several years ago. All right, Lions beat Tampa. How about the Lions and that storyline, Kendall?
They're looking good, I want to see them win it all this year.
First time back to the National Football League championship game since when?
Since
1992. Can you imagine how long ago that was? So
it's an unbelievable story.
It is an unbelievable story. Back to the coaches. So Harbaugh went to the Chargers.
Yes, he did.
Okay, what do you think of that?
I like it.
You think he'll do a good job there?
Maybe get Herbier in.
Okay, we'll see what happens. They're saying Matt Patricia is not going to be back in Philly.
Yeah, because he lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he ends up somewhere. Maybe he will end up someday on another Bill Belichick coaching staff. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. The Panthers have a new head coach.
Yeah, okay. So now the Patriots, they're on their offensive coordinator search.
Yes, they are.
Any updates on that you're aware of?
Not really, but I know they've been interviewing a lot of people for the job.
Do you think that Josh McDaniels will actually come back to the Patriots now that Coach Belichick is not going to Atlanta?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's got a good chance to now.
Okay, well, we'll see. He may end up with the Patriots. He may end up with Belichick somewhere else.
Maybe he'll end up with a different coach.
And what do we think? We talk about the third-round pick all the time.
Now I'm serious about this. They have to take a quarterback.
So we are definitely leaning quarterback, or are we definitely saying quarterback with the number 3?
Yeah, we're definitely seeing quarterback in the number 3. There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there. And, there's a lot of good players out there in that draft to take. But I think the best option to go for the first round is take a quarterback.
Okay, Mac and Zappy, are they still in the fold next year for the competition for the job?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but Mac cleaned his locker out, but he's showing up at the press conference in his workout clothes. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know what's going on with that either. Maybe Mac will stay around.
We'll see what happens. I think that at least one of them will be in the mix, probably Zappy next year.
Maybe Mac.
Even if they take a quarterback at that number 3.
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe Mac could get the job back.
He might. We'll see what happens. I haven't heard anything leaning in that direction, but we'll see what happens in the offseason.
You never know. Gerard Mayo's new head coach, so he could.
Yeah, it's possible. Kendall, AFC Championship and NFC Championship this Sunday. What do we have?
Sunday, AFC, Ravens vs. KC in Baltimore.
Who do you have?
Ravens.
Ravens? I'm going Kansas City. We're gonna disagree on that. I think they've been looking good the last few weeks, and Kansas City is my pick.
NFC, Lions versus 49ers in San Francisco.
Who do you have?
The Lions.
I'm going with the Lions, too. That's too good of a story. I mean, we were with the Niners pretty much all year, weren't we?
Yeah, but now it's time to switch it up a little bit and go opposite sides.
All right, so we're going to go with the Lions this week. Up or down, Kendall? Will Belichick coach at all this season?
I don't think so.
I have a feeling he's going to sit this one out. Unified basketball win at home yesterday here in York.
Yeah, that was
thumbs up on that one, right?
that was a come from behind victory. But hey, a win is a win, and we'll take it.
Absolutely. Fantastic job there. Great game yesterday too, by the way.
I had a lot of good points yesterday.
You did, absolutely.
Yeah, I had 22 team high points.
That was a team high?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It wasn't. The game high was 30 points. The other team had like 30
That was fantastic.
points.
Great game.
Thanks.
Will the Belichick brothers be back in New England now that Coach Belichick's not going to Atlanta? I think yes. I'm saying yes.
Maybe.
I really do. Last week I thought maybe one of them was coming back. I think they're both going to come back.
Yeah, me too.
Celtics, real quick. Actually, there is one more up or down. If Kansas City goes to the Super Bowl, will Taylor Swift be at the Super Bowl, Kendall?
Yes, we know this one.
That was an easy one. Okay. The Celtics won last night. Bruins won last night. They both remain in first place. Both teams are looking still pretty good, aren't they?
Jason Tatum all-star.
Yeah. This is going to be fun. As we move into our podcasting, the football season's winding down, and basketball and hockey really ramping up.
Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff to talk about there.
Like Bruins and Celtics, like we could talk about like the other teams too.
Absolutely. So we stay tuned for that in the next couple weeks. Next week, our third annual Super Bowl show. Lots of good information next week, right?
Yeah, lots of good information next week.
All right, we'll discuss the AFC NFC Championship game results. We'll talk about the Super Bowl. Thank you for joining our show. One more thing. What else happened in the unified game? A lot of three-pointers yesterday or no?
No. We did not go for three. Well, we went for three.
A lot of attempts, but...
A lot of attempts, but, twos are the better way to go sometimes.
All right.
If you're down, you always want to go for two, help your team.
Yeah, and you pulled out the win, so that was good. That was a high-scoring game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 80-78.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Ask everybody, please get out and support all the local York Wildcat teams. A lot of winter sports. We're probably going to get into more of that, too, with the podcasting, with updated scores. There's so much going on at the same time. It's hard to keep up with all these scores, but we're working on that for this coming semester. Your schedule has been very difficult, right? You've been so busy.
You have been, too.
It's been great. We've been able to get here this early in the morning. We thank everybody for joining. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube TV, and we'll see you next week at the Super Bowl show.
Bye.